Live action. Live. We're live. So, guys, just to get this clear, if you're watching this beforehand, I just want to let you know we're going to try and finish this up a little early. Want to know why? I'm about to watch the freaking Nets. Kevin Durant and the Nets are going to be playing regular season basketball for my team. I'm excited. I am very excited for that. Anyways, the offense wasn't on the field a ton, so we actually will go through it pretty quickly. And as I try to do, I try to explain this for you guys. If this is your first time watching, what are we doing? Well, one, you're a little late to the party, but welcome. I'm going to go through every play offensively through the All-22 view, the coach's view. We're just going to talk through it. Sometimes I'll go on some rants. Last week was rant heavy. I'll be honest. It was almost a little too rant heavy, just because I was so pissed off with the way some of the things went down last week. But I think it's a cool way of watching the All-22, not having to understand like the in-depth stuff of football, because I try and really dumb it down. But also like you get to be an informed fan without, one, not like you don't even know what you're talking about, and you don't have to spend a ton of time on it. And I tell some dumb jokes every once in a while. It'll be funny, and then the chat will bait me into saying something problematic by the time of the other night. So let me post this on Twitter, and then we'll get rolling. Let's get this better viewed on YouTube. It's always gone. It's always good. Better viewed on YouTube. That gets the subscribers to the YouTube. O-line report was pretty good today, I thought. All right, you guys ready? Let's see. Got everybody in the chat. What's going on? King Ninja, Hot Dog. I hope you're here, man. Nathan, Nas, Sabrina, Barney, Sports Fan Goat, Nas, Merrill, Jack. I'm not gonna finish your name, Jack. All right, so let's get right into it. We're already 2 minutes in. Let's get into the All-22 stream. All right. First play of the game. First play is a run game. I want to explain. I do it every time, but I like to explain gap responsibility. And each play, you have a center who snaps the ball, obviously. On both sides of him, you have an A gap. So to the right side, you have an A gap, B gap, C gap. And on this side, which because the tight ends are to this side, we call it the strong side, A gap, B gap, C gap, D gap, and E gap. For a defense, if you're trying to stop the run, you want to have everyone filled, someone in that gap. Now, not all teams are going to do that. If you're playing the Kansas City Chiefs, you're probably not going to fill all the gaps. You're probably going to have a safety plan, two safeties playing deep. Do the Browns fill it? Well, Vernon in the C, 42 in the B, 98 in the A, backside A, 44 in play side A, B, C. Garrett's going to pop down the D and E. So they have every gap filled. So if you can run against that, it's impressive. What you have to do to run against that, well, you use pulls. So you leave guys on the backside unblocked, you pull, and now you have an advantage. So what do the Giants do? They pull Shane Lemieux, leave this player unblocked, and then they have Caden Smith come through like a lead blocker. They run this play a ton. So Shane Lemieux does that. You want him to get the inside shoulder, but Vernon plays it well. Like ideally you want him to maybe take a yard up and then have Lemieux's right shoulder on Vernon's right shoulder. Caden Smith is the lead blocker. But because they flow, you see how they all flow over the top? See how 93? BJ Goodson doesn't play as like BJ Goodson should be playing right here. But he gets aggressive and he tries to come over the top. And that's bad gap responsibility. That is bad gap responsibility by BJ Goodson. Not trusting this defensive lineman to take that gap. So now you have this. You have yourselves called a cutback. Golan puts his foot in the ground, makes a guy miss. Good cutback. Simple as that. All right, now we got a 2nd and 1. I found this very interesting. This is the first pass play of the game, obviously. I want us to go through the routes. What is this play, guys? This is that stick play. You got, the 4-yard curl, out. Running back coming here. This is the first pass play of the game with Freddie Kitchens. And I swear he did it on purpose because they never came back to it. And this is something that, if you guys have watched these, it's been mind-numbing they run this play. Now, McCoy should put this ball on Slayton regardless. Like, this ball should be completed. But I did find it very interesting that they did this the first play of the game, and they never came back to it. There's one play where they do like a fake stick, which is called a stick and nod. In fact, they have that on Madden. If you're a Madden player, stick and nod is a play they use. Madden, like, I know people like joke about like Madden and stuff. Madden like takes real plays. Like, they're not making up stuff. Here we got a fullback. Just got a fullback dive. I'm usually totally against fullback dives. I'm against Here's where I'm against fullback dives. I'm against fullback dives when they pinch every single defensive lineman in there and they're all tight hip to hip. That's when I'm against it because, like, what's the point? You get less momentum but no lead blocker. But if you think you can get into that gap, that's where I'm okay with it. Which is what they do here. So I'm pretty adamant against the fullback dive, but I'm okay with that one. If you're trying to get 1 yard and they leave space like that, then you can do it. But it's when there's no spacing, that's when I can't stand it. Everything just gets clogged up on this play. If you saw, I did some clips. Watch on this play and the next of Thomas and Shane Lemieux. Sorry, the other one was the last play. Now that I'm thinking about it, I put it on Twitter, so you can go check it out. I put it on Twitter last night. It's kind of crazy they're playing us 2 safety high. Not every play, but a little bit. This is the free play by Shep or by Nick Gates. Just a back shoulder throw. We should do more back shoulder throws. We get teams that play us in tight man coverage. We're going to get that a ton. Like, Cleveland kind of rushed forward and played in zone a little bit. Baltimore is going to blitz the crap out of us, and they're going to trust their corners to play man, which means we cannot coach scared in that game. Okay, curls are not going to get it done in that game. You're going to have to try and bait them into mistakes, which I don't think Jones is going to play this week. I have no inside information. I just feel like he's not going to play this week. We'll see, though. They'll probably announce tomorrow that he will play, so I don't know. I like this. Just, you're trying to score a touchdown here. You got 1-on-1, take a chance. A better ball on that, and that's 6. But you got that tight man coverage. Take that shot. I like that. The name of the game is to get 6 points. Second and 10. Run the ball. Again, it's going to be Caden Smith coming. Got 3 tight ends to the left. Evan Ingram in motion. Again, it's the same thing where you got Lemieux pulling. Caden Smith is the lead blocker. Let's see where Lemieux's ending up. So Vernon does a really good job on this. He kind of forces Fleming to take him, even though Fleming should Actually, you know what? Maybe not. I don't know what they should do there, actually. I'm trying to think. Fleming has to get to this linebacker now that I'm thinking about it. Now that I'm thinking about it, Fleming, you gotta get to 93. You got to do it. You can't let him squeeze you in like that. Because that's where Lemieux is trying to get. So now you got Lemieux running in the back of here. Now, Caden does a good job coming off onto this backer, so it's a good play anyways. But Me Fleming's got to get off that. Third down. This is okay. So you're now talking about the stick. This is the stick and nod thing, where it's as simple as this. I mean, you watch it, all three of these guys do it. It's watch. You just watch one, and they all three. They go stick, and then up. Now, this isn't what I hate about the stick concept is that there's no read, like it's all pre-snap. There's no like progression on this. It's pre-snap. Like, okay, the safety's playing over here, so I'm throwing it over here. When in reality, the safety's eyes are on McCoy, and you could probably get this in here to Shep. But you're also looking at this to Ingram and thinking you could get to him. Or, sorry, Caden Smith. Throws it to Ingram. Pro Bowl tight end. Doesn't happen. So, in reality, he should have thrown this to Caden Smith. Actually, he had Caden. He puts that's still a tight throw. You got guys running into the same area and a small area. And then they do this fake field goal crap. I'm not going to. I wish Nick Gase could have got himself a nice touchdown. But he didn't. But he did not. All right, next drive. This is an end around to Shep. I'll show it from this end. Vader's got to swing his hips around here. You know who you got to block. Actually, now that I'm rethinking at this, maybe I don't know. This play kind of sucks because it forces this play. If you're trying to do actually not okay, so now I'm actually looking at this more in depthly and trying to explain it to people. It's one of those things where sometimes when you try to explain it, you realize like, oh, that doesn't make any sense. So if Fleming is trying to get here and Zeitler's trying to seal off here, wouldn't it make sense to have Zeitler just seal off here and have Fleming go? What's the point of them double teaming? Because when you double team, you don't allow Zeitler to get on the outside shoulder. And he's going to the same player, and he has a worse angle at it. I don't know if they're just expecting Zeitler to be able to hold that. I don't know if someone screwed up on that, but if no one screwed up, that's bad play design. Elijah Penny's been nice. Got two tight end, fullback in. Oh, look, Steve Nash is on TV. I can't.
They said, one, you can't afford him. Two, you have league policy.
What made those Suns seem so special that you wanted to get this group back together?
Steve Nash, Mike D'Antoni, and Mari Stoudemire, and they're all coaching. All right, sorry, guys. I don't want to be an arrogant Nets fan. Here we go. We got third down. What are we doing here? We got Darius Slayton, Golden Tate. We have three players covering over here. And this actually isn't just versus the Giants. This is against a lot of teams deal with this. On third down, what the defenses will do is they'll put their middle linebackers up on the line of scrimmage, and most of the time they're going to pop out, but it forces you to where, okay, if they're blitzing, you would want to run these inside routes, but you can't run them because they're going to pop out. But you also have to keep this running back in and keep him as protection just in case they do blitz. So what the Giants have done against this is they'll run 8 yards and turn around, and then these guys will jump on it. Here's what they did this week. So we got three players. They're obviously in some type of zone because these guys usually pop back, so they're in some type of zone. What are we going to do? We're going to confuse them. We're going to put Slayton out here. We're going to give Colton Tate an inside release. An inside release where this guy who was lined up on him is looking there. The safety's looking there. These linebackers are looking there. And this corner screws up. He's looking. He's thinking that ball is going to come out quick. He's thinking, oh, I'm good. This is going to be some kind of curl, stick, out. And he just gets lost. Gets lost. And that's where I've been talking about doing these downfield concepts and working routes off of each other. It's not about beating perfect coverage. It's about forcing bad coverage. But if you don't take those shots, like against Seattle, man, it was like, you know why Seattle has like the worst pass defense in the NFL? It's because teams take chances against them and they have constant screw-ups on the back end. You can't do that if you're throwing 8-yard curls. You just can't. You're not going to get them to screw up on an 8-yard curl. And that's why Colt McCoy, same guy, against Seattle, the worst passing defense in the NFL, had 4.7 yards per attempt, which is horrible versus anyone. Versus anyone, that's horrible. Versus the best defense in the NFL, 4.7 yards per attempt is horrible. Against the Cleveland team, that's not the greatest pass defense in the world, but it's better. 7.4 yards per attempt. I mean, that's a huge difference. Got the bootleg. This is the one he should have thrown to Tate a little earlier. But even if he throws this to Tate, like snap, throws to Tate, you're kind of banking on Tate like breaking a tackle, which he can do. But this isn't going to open up. Like he's covering here on Shep. These two linebackers have Slayton on the backside. It's just not going to open up unless he was going to look back on Ingram. But I don't think Colt McCoy's throwing that back pass, you know what I'm saying, to Ingram. So it was no doubt late, but I don't think it was the difference of much, But also, if you do throw it early, maybe you give him a play, but Joseph was coming down, so you might have got him wrecked too. 2nd and 10, play action. This is great play design, man. What is the defense doing? They are in a cover. They are in like a cover 3. What is a cover 3? It's basically you're gonna have this corner playing deep, this corner playing deep, and this safety playing deep. 3 guys covering a third of the field. You have Slayton running the deep post. So this guy knows that there's no one over here, and he's covering deep. So he follows Slayton with it. Because what he can't do is if he pops off right here, well, now you got Slayton right. You got him right here. You've got a touchdown. Colt McCoy puts that ball where he wants. You've got yourself a touchdown. So he has to follow that. But the issue is these guys underneath are not planning to cover deep. They're covering underneath. And that safety is just all about angles. That safety is not going to be able to make that play. This should have been a freaking touchdown, man. You got to put more juice on this ball. This has to be a touchdown. This has to be a touchdown. And Joseph breaks it up. You got to put more juice on that ball. I haven't seen that play one time. This is the first time they've ran that play this year. This is not a Jason Garrett play. This is Freddie Kitchens. They have not ran this play all year. They ran something somewhat similar to it versus Dallas, and it ended up being like a 20-yard gain on just the check down. But it wasn't this. That was more of like a 2 wide receivers to the left, both running posts, the tight end coming across. And I'm not going to try and explain it. And then the running back was wide open, long story short. Devontae Freeman. So go look at like a long Devontae Freeman catch in that game. You'll see it. You got 3rd and 11, I think it was. You just run verts, see if you get man coverage, throws it, not able to connect. It is what it is. But you know what? It's better than not trying. They're going to cover the middle of the field. So that's actually that's the least risky play you could do right there. Because you're probably not going to throw an interception there. Giants kick a field goal. All right, let's do the next drive, which will be the end of the first half. Crazy enough, only 3 drives. Draw play. We don't run draw plays. How about that? We started running draw plays, man, and they got freaking yards. Draw play. Look at all that space. Look at all that space. This is before anyone's really blocked anybody, you know? Like, this isn't anybody making good blocks. This is simply draw play. You got Caden up here. Will Hernandez does a great job. These guys are doing all their job. Just got wide open spaces. I mean, come on. Look, someone commented on Instagram, Andrew Thomas is a bust. Laughing emojis. Boy, I'm about to fire your ass up. He's like 11 and he's got his shirt off and he's skinny. He's not even muscular. I'm not going to mess with him. I won't be as kids his age would say, a savage. What we got here? Dude, watch Elijah Penny on this. I was kind of an Elijah Penny hater coming into this year and the start of this year. They've increased his snap roll. He's playing like a really good fullback. And he wrecks 44. I'm going to post that clip. I'm going to post that clip right now. I actually have it. I mean, that's good fullback play right there, kids. His name is kind of hard to spell, but I've done it so many times I know. It's Elijah, which I mean, it's not hard to spell, but it's not one that you would remember. So, Fleming gets beaten. No, wait, who's this? What the hell? Sorry, it is Zeiler, right? They kind of just had all the gaps filled. I mean, look at this. Sometimes it's crazy to think of what we're doing. We have 3 tight ends out here. They have, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 in the box. So technically they don't have every gap filled, but geez. Oh, this was that little chest pass. Just good blocking. Leaving the end uncovered. Good stuff. I'll show from the other angle, kids. In your eyes. Here, I actually did this one on the O-line breakdown of Will Hernandez. Will Hernandez has a good pull on this play. Morris just doesn't follow. Morris needs to trust in here. He tries to bounce. But this is where he should be right now. He should be right here. Trying to, I get that Goodson's right here, but he should be trying to get right here instead of bouncing this out. Which, I mean, he salvaged some yards out, so it's not the worst thing ever. This is beautiful right here. Zeitler here, or Hernandez here. Gates down here. Zeitler's going to pull and block 94. Caden Smith is coming here. Toilolo coming from this side to wham 50. This is a good run design. And look at that freaking hole. I mean, seriously, that is beautiful. You don't see holes like that. You don't see holes like that anywhere. That's a ridiculous. Like I watched that screen. I just looked at that screenshot for like 20 minutes. Like that's nuts. That's play design right there, baby. First and 10 to 37. Play action. This is a form of Spider 2. This is Spider 2 Y Banana. What does that mean? You got Penny out here in the flats. You got Toy Lolo here. Shepard here. They're covering deep. It leaves it open underneath. You got Penny. Penny gets 9 yards. Falls forward. I believe this next one is to Toy Lolo, which this is a ballsy concept. I'm not the biggest fan of this, although it worked. Because you're just totally trusting that they're not going to cover Toy Lolo. Like you got Mac deep, which is, occupying these two receivers, but you're just trusting that these linebackers aren't going to cover Toy Lolo. They're going to get out and bail, which they do. And what it might be, guys, is a correction, because we've seen where these linebackers, and maybe that's what it is. Maybe this is, now that I'm, like I said, when I start explaining things, I start thinking of different opportunities. What it could be is watch these linebackers, watch what they're doing. They immediately bail. This is a correction. I stand corrected. This is a correction to these linebackers coming over here because they are expecting Ingram to come across here, and they know this is going to leave this open. Excuse me, Bobby. This is good thinking right here. Because we've seen that. We saw Seattle do that. Good Lord. Is Freddie Kitchens like a genius or what? It was not that crazy. But it's cool. I like it. Bootleg. Everything's covered. Which, if we won, I would be tweeting at Olivier Vernon with this clip. I mean, this is kind of embarrassing if you're Olivier Vernon. Like, bro, you got juked by Colt McCoy. That's embarrassing, man. I'll be honest with you. You should be embarrassed. 2nd and 6. Scramble drill. This was like a type of a mesh concept where this is what you want to do. You see Ingram's going to sit. So the idea is to get, to either have him coming across or this linebacker to follow Ingram or Slayton. It's not there. Do a draw play or trap play. So now we got 4th and 1. This was the 4th one run. Now, I get the idea of putting them behind the center, but this is why you want to put like a lead blocker, is because, look, they got every gap filled. Wham, 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 wham. Every gap is filled, and you have 29. But this gets blocked really well. This is blocked really well. You got blocks here, block. Like, it's blocked really well. But you have no one, 29 is unaccounted for. 29 is unaccounted for, and you're asking Shep to block 42 on the backside, who's going to come crashing down. He's not going to make that block. I'm sorry. Sorry. Like, Shep is not going to make this block. If he's playing aggressively, and what should have been a first down at the 4-yard line ends up being a turnover on downs with no points. All right, let's talk with the chat. Chat. What's going on, chat? Nah, says I feel like this is the first time we had motion, then snap instead of pre-snap motion. Last week we didn't do it. There was like one in snap, at the snap motion, Oh my God, the Twitter stream wasn't working at all. Sorry about that, man. Better view it on YouTube, though. I always leave that in the replies. Regardless, we only scored 6. Our offense was more enjoyable to watch. McCoy looked decent against the Seahawks. He looked like a J. Yeah. Listen, not a good game from the offense. Only scored 6 points, but don't play the results. It looked better. Man, this is a light crowd right now. This is kind of embarrassing. This is embarrassing right now. This is a light crowd. Let's see. So we got, Lakers, Celtics, Sam being, draft Devontae Smith. Cool. Like, that's annoying, dude. Like, I hope you know that. Got Warriors in here, Nets in here. This is going to just turn into a basketball chat. Yeah, this is a light crowd. I mean, usually we have 100 people in here by now, and now we have 37. This is kind of embarrassing. Michael Scott this way. That is where the people who say that running backs don't matter. Listen, I get they can be devalued and stuff, but they matter. Okay, because there's been multiple plays where I'm like, man, Saquon breaks that. We haven't had any of them. God, this is getting warm. I'm gonna just finish it off. BOS Trooper. Ugh, that's disgusting. That's why I usually drink iced coffee now, but I just made the pot. All right, hit me with some questions. I know we only have 37 people in here, but this is brutal. I guess, like Sabrina said, maybe it's no Daniel Jones. If Daniel played, how many points do you think we would have scored? Well, let's see. That second drive, I think he hits Evan Ingram. So that's that goes from 6 points to 10 points. The first drive, I'm going to say Colt McCoy did a really good job. So I would say you could have had 3 there, but they do the fake field goal. So that's still 10 points. Like, I'm not going to play the, he would have hit Shepard on those throws in the end. Like, I don't, I'm not going to say that Jones hasn't proven to me enough to say he definitely hits that. So I would go 10 right there. Let's add another 13 points. I actually don't think it makes a huge difference. I don't know. It's hard to say because then you're assuming things that, he makes this throw, he doesn't make this throw. I thought Colt McCoy did a pretty solid job. He looked competent. Nos, my conspiracy is that they keep Hernandez off the field for Shane to get experience, but keep Kevin at right guard for film for other teams, and you can't bench him because that's decreased trade value. Yeah, I don't think it's crazy. We talked about it on the podcast, which will be out later tonight on the podcast apps and on YouTube in the morning, that you can't go into 2021 with Will Hernandez on the bench. And they're not going to start Shane Lemieux for the last 10 games and then start him on the bench. So I think Kevin Zeitler will be gone. Sabrina, did you prefer Kitchen's play calling overall? Yeah, definitely. And it wasn't anything special. Like, it was just simply, taking some, you guys were watching it, opening up the field. It left stuff underneath, like that Toilolo throw, the penny throw. You'll see it more in the second half. The running game was, pretty much just as solid. I mean, Alfred Morris was pretty good. Use some motion. So I did like it better. Doesn't mean I love Kitchens and I'm banging on the tail for him to be the OC. Because, they got to finish in the red zone too. Looking back, would you rather have drafted a different tackle in the draft between Thomas Wills and Becton? Okay, so I know I preface this with this every time, but if you're assuming health, I would go Becton, Thomas Wills. Becton, I think, may end up being all pro. I think if he's healthy, he should have made the Pro Bowl. So, and I think Thomas has been overall. I know Thomas had some struggles, but Wills has had some struggles too. He's given up a good amount of sacks this season too, and he's much better than Wills in the run game. And if you go off these past 2 months, Thomas has been better in the pass game too, I think, for the most part, and up against better competition. So I would go Thomas too, and I'm pretty confident in that, where a month ago I wouldn't have been. I would have put Wills above. I would have put Wills above him. So yeah. Wills is I think he's the safest out of the three, though. Like when when people said Andrew Thomas was the most pro ready, that infuriated me, because no, Wills is he's the most technically sound. Andrew Thomas had the best results against the best players, but Wills is the most pro ready. I feel like he's kind of tapped out a bit, which is he's good though, so you can't be mad at that either. Let's see. You think the pack of viewers is because we score so? Yeah, and there's no Daniel Jones. NBA is getting ready to start, and we're doing it a little earlier today. We usually do this later in the night. We usually do this a little later during the night. Are you guys ready for the second half? I mean, we got. Let's see. What do we have for the second half? We have two drives if you in the second and third quarter. 2, 3, 4 drives. Yeah, we're gonna go through this quick. Let's do the second half, guys. All right, let's do this. All right, this is a pass for no gain. I'm going to go turn my AC on, so just watch. See if you guys can break it down. We'll be back in 20 seconds. Run the Gallman. You got Penny in. Thomas leaves Toy Lolo. And Garrett just beats him. I think that was actually on Thomas, to be honest. When I get done with this, I'm going to clip all the Thomas first Garrett snaps. Oh, this was a third down, so I want to show you. This is where the curl thing could come into effect. Third down, they're showing blitz. So what happens? We've converted on this. They actually blitz. 93 is popping out, though. Goodson's popping out. So instead of keeping this crowded, you keep 93, and instead of running right here and curling, Shep keeps that short. He keeps that short instead of where in past weeks, Shep is still running to the first down marker and turning around, and the play is not being made. No, the downfall of that is he was a yard short when he caught the ball. He ended up making it up, but he was a yard short with that. And here's why. Here's what I would do. And I don't know why the Giants don't do this. Whatever side they're showing that blitz on, move the running back over there. Not to block, but to be the hot route. Because if you move the running back over there, let's see what they change with the running back. Let's see if they change anything. What does their formation change when that happens? Nothing. From the running back being here to being there, nothing changes. It is impossible for them to blitz right here. They are not blitzing this corner. It is impossible. You have this safety over here. So if they're going to blitz a corner, you have these two uncovered, or you have two players. You have one guy covering two. That's not going to work. So that means you either have this safety coming down here and covering, which is unlikely on a 3rd and short, or what they do, this linebacker popping out, and then this guy blitzing and covering down here. So why not put the running back on this side and forcing them to just either show their hand, or when this happens, when this blitz happens, you either have it picked up or you have a free runner out right here. You know? Now they get the first down, so I'm playing, Like I don't like the idea of using, like Lewis. He gets laid out on this, which is a good block, but I don't feel like you need that, because here's what you can do. You move Lewis to this side. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 guys. So what do? You just slide. You have one here, one here, one here, one here, one here. And then if they don't blitz the corner, you can just put Lewis blocking here as a slide protection. And then if they do blitz the corner, you put them out hot. I don't know. I think that was a bad explanation. All right, first down. RPO. I actually like this because teams have been jumping the RPOs right down here, and I've been afraid they're going to throw an interception. So I like that on this one. They have this like the sideline of it. You don't gain you don't gain really any yards, but I do like the thought of it. Second and 9. I talked about this on the O-line report. Watch. You have Gates pulling, Lemieux pulling, and Penny as a lead blocker. Gallman's got to follow that. He's got to trust that, because look, you have blocks here, blocks here. I get that it's you got to trust people, and you take a chance of losing yards. But if he trusts this, dude, he might have 6. I mean, watch Elijah Penny. He's like, dude, what's going? He thinks he's going to have a touchdown. Now I get those players don't flow. Sneeze. Let me get my mic for the sneeze. But that could have been a big play. It's hard to see from this angle. I just think you have a big play if he rushes that out. 3rd and 6. I believe this is a skinny post to Slayton. Yep. Good stuff. What do we have here on the downside, on the trip side? Which I even like this. Like, again, when they do this stuff, don't run into the middle of the field. That's what they're shutting down. Work everything on the sideline. So, like, you're working the sideline with these two players. Like, if he wanted to have this, he has this. But he has Slayton on the skinny post. This guy's in a bad position, so it's just reading off of 54. Bam. Great timing. Great throw by McCoy. I mean, that might be the best throw of the night for Colt McCoy. And we'll watch it from this angle. 1st and 10. Pretty sure we run the ball here, right? Tight ends, fullbacks. Shane Lemieux, 98, just crosses his face. You can't have this. You got to win that battle. Thomas is falling on his face. Play gets blown up. 2nd and 10. Pretty sure they run it again, right? Oh, yeah, this is the one where they pull. Zeiler does a good job pulling. Gates does not. Like Zeiler's getting ready to do his pull. Gates, he goes to cut, or he goes to block. Goodson misses him. But what really happened on this play is Ingram just doesn't block Vernon. Pro Bowl tight end. I can't be mad at Ingram for not making blocks, though. You'd never expect to do that. 3rd and 13. You're running a dig with Shep. You got Tate coming across, trying to find a hole in the zone. Colt McCoy realizes it's probably not going to open up, hits the check down with Ingram. Just to the 4th and 4, they ended up punting, though, which was very highly debated. No, we're in the 4th quarter. Oh, my God. Was I just talking to you guys? I'm an idiot. I'm so stupid. How long has my mic been muted? How long have my mic been muted? Am I going to... Crap, dude. I'm so freaking bad at this. I'm going to... Dude, oh my God. I need a freaking handler or something. I am so bad at this crap, dude. It's so annoying. And yet there's 66 people and you guys are nuts. I'm probably going to get copyrighted because it's just, oh my God. That's so freaking annoying, dude. And I had some good things I said in there. I had some good freaking things I said. Oh, well, well, I was in the middle of something. Let's go. Here's what I was talking about. Here's what I just spent like 2 minutes on being adamant about. Not 2 minutes, but this is a curl route. Watch when it's okay to run a curl route, guys. Watch this safety. Watch this corner. They are respecting us deep. They're playing off. Playing off. So guess what? Now you can run yourself a curl route. Now you can get yourself a nice little curl route because they're respecting it. They're respecting that, hey, these guys are running some deep concepts. Freaking love to see it. That is so freaking annoying. .39 interfered with him a little bit at the top of the route. That's the third down. This is what I like. On third down, we didn't give up. That's the throw Jones probably makes. Probably makes, but maybe he doesn't too. Whatever you want to say. I'm so sick of Browns fans giving Myles Garrett like a, oh, he has cool. Like he's been playing for 3 weeks. Okay, if he's playing at 40%, like shut up. You have COVID. He's been back for 3 weeks. Okay, if he's playing at 40%, maybe he shouldn't play. And then Darius Slayton drops this. It would have been a freaking first down. It would have been a first down. And look at this. Look where he drops it. Look at all that yardage. Now, I know there's something that football fans do, and I'm guilty of this too, is whenever a guy drops the pass, like if he doesn't drop that could have been 6. I don't think it would have been 6. I think he would have came and made a tackle. I think he would have slowed it down. I think he would have chased him. But if you look at that, you're like, oh man, like Odell would have turned that into 6. I'll give Odell that. Odell turns that into 6. All right, fourth down, we got a punt. All right, 2 more drives. I'm going to reply to a Browns fan right now. Maybe he should have sat out then because he got worked. Stop using that. Like, if that's the case, I could say Will Hernandez. Like, oh, this guy would be so good if he didn't get COVID. Here's that curls. I don't like that. I don't like this. I get the idea of it. You're finding this hole in the zone. Actually, I don't know. I guess you can run. I guess they're playing off enough to where you could do it. I just don't like them all curling at the same time. That's my thing. I don't like them all curling at the same time. Like put Ingram on this curl, but here's some innovation. Here's what you could do. You got Ingram on this curl. And you have this, you have Tate come across. Because guess why? Because this safety is either going to come up or you're going to have Tate maybe with a one-on-one. Now you throw the curl here. It's there. It's a drop. But add something on there just in case that curl's not there. Dumbass Cleveland Browns fans. Like here. Nice throw. But look, this is watch. You have Tate curling, and then you have him coming across. Yeah, Shep. One up. Out. Simple. Just trying to occupy that corner. Good job. Have you guys noticed that Colt McCoy's had a clean pocket like the entire game? Verts. Look what happens. Look what happens when you run some verts. Wow! Look what happens when you take some shots. This is Colt McCoy to Evan Ingram. What happens when you take some shots? I'm asking with that 40%. Shut up. Here's what happens. You got some deep concept, guys. What do the deep concepts do? It leaves stuff underneath. So even though this throw is behind Lewis right here, if he has this on stride, which we'll also go to this view, he's got yards. Want to know why? You guys want to know why? You want me to explain it? You want me to explain why if he throws it here, he has room to operate. He's got this linebacker here. He's probably not going to catch him. He's got room to operate. Operation. He's got all this green grass. He's got all this room to run and break some tackles and not get tackled as soon as he touches the ball. Second and 5. This is one throw where Jones hits it. Jones hits it. This out route by Shep up here. Jones hits this. So maybe you can add, 4 points to this drive, but clean pocket, man. What a freaking pocket. I mean, all night long. And I love this. You take the shot. You got the man coverage over the top. You got Tate. Take a shot. That ball gets placed better as probably a touchdown right there. All right, now there's one more drive we'll go through real quick. 4 more plays. 4 more plays, guys. 4 more plays. And then you know what? I'm going to stay with you guys up until the start of the game. mean, they're playing soft zone at this point. Check down. Actually, I broke down the sack on the O-line report, so they're just playing soft zone. So you know what? That is it. That is it. Go watch the sack on the O-line report if you haven't. That's my way of plugging the O-line report. Watch this. Watch this. Bam. All right, what's going on? We're going to stay with you guys up until the start of the NBA game. I have the volume very low. Why is the O-line blocking better for Colt than for Jones? I think it's been better since Gooch took over. Cincinnati was very good. That was their only game with no sacks. Seattle was good with Colt against Arizona. Some bad, but it was a lot of the fourth quarter, and then this game it was good. So I think it's more just coincidence. Here's what I don't like. This. People coming onto the stream and asking you to subscribe to your channel. Like, no, dude, that's not how this works. You're in timeout. Don't advertise yourself. Reach out, comment and stuff. And then there's people like OGR. OGR is someone who comes in here. Go check out his stuff. Entertainer, check out his stuff. Copizzle, don't check out his stuff. He's a weirdo. I had to throw that shot in there. Okay. Graham has called the past 2 games. He ain't getting no head coaching job. I don't think he's getting a head coaching job, but he didn't call a bad game this past week. He didn't call. In fact, their run scheme was awesome this week. But you got Julian Love playing corner for the first time in 2 years. Isaac Yadom as your cornerback 1. Darnay Holmes out, and it's against a good team. It's against a good team. You couldn't just blitz the crap out of this team. And if you blitz them, they're going to run all over you. Let's see. Slayton seemed more involved this week. Yeah, because they're working routes off of each other. And it was, Slayton was like that first big one. Slayton was wide open. Man, I feel really bad about not having audio for the 5 minutes or whatever. Gosh, I suck at that. I suck at that crap. What do we need to do to beat the Ravens? I know this sounds cliche, but they're going to have to run the ball. The Ravens blitz so much. You're going to have to run the ball, and when you pass, you're going to have to take shots. You're going to have to get some big plays from there. You're going to have to take advantage of some man coverage because they blitz. They're going to blitz the crap out of us. And they got the guys on the back end to do it. They got guys up front. So, I mean, it's going to be hard on offense, even with Daniel Jones. I know they've had some bad games, but with our talent, this is one game where it's like our talent does get us in a little bit of trouble. Defensively, I can't wait to see what Patrick Graham does for Lamar Jackson. I think it's going to be something different. I don't think it's going to be the same way they played Kyler. I think Patrick Graham's going to have some. So it's going to be by defense. I'm a Danny guy just as much as you are, but do you feel he can tap out just like Goff? Is that Goff's issue that he tapped out? Seems like Goff is more of like, hey, they do that play action bootleg stuff, and if it gets shut down, he's shut down, So tap out, no. Dwayne Haskins has as many stripper parties as wins as the start of this season. That's true. That is true. He probably had more, to be honest. Thoughts on Henry Hanoski? Love him. Love him. Love the Hanoceros. It's been said that Garrett's offense is making Jones worse, but honestly, the same can be said about Slayton and Ingram. These are not checkdowns. I agree. Agreed. Big time. But counterpoint, Evan Ingram, Pro Bowler. Guy's a Pro Bowler. One wild card is the whole mystery who will win the NFC East. Is Alex Smith, if he is hurt badly and can't play, Washington could lose out. Yeah, but I think we got to win both games because here's the issue is that if Washington loses out, if Washington wins one game, that means they beat the Eagles. But if Washington loses out, that means the Eagles win at least one more game. But the Cowboys and the Eagles play this week. So both those teams with 2 wins, like if the Eagles win 2 times, they beat us if we only win 1. We got to win both games is what I'm saying. Like we tried going through the math, but basically we've got to win both games. Do you think the Giants will make the playoffs or Wascaton? Always Giants, baby. Always Giants. Remember, yeah, I never understood the Haskins stuff. Usually the Giants draft the best player. I would probably say Jamar Chase if he somehow falls to us. Devontae Smith. If there's a pass rusher I fall in love with, maybe that guy. I don't know. Let's see if the Browns fans have responded to me. The annoying Browns fans. I said maybe he should have sat out because he got worked. Oh, I think the Browns fan actually, or no. Champ. Weirdos. I don't think the Giants should bring back Wayne. You get a late round guy to Saquon's backup. Do you agree? I agree. You could use Alfred Morris as the backup. No reason to pay Wayne Gallman. Wayne Gallman is not effective as a spellback. He's just not. Look at throughout the years. He's not effective as a spellback. And it's like, well, if you give him give him some more carries, like, well, with Saquon, you can't give him more carries. So, yeah, I don't think you bring back Gallman unless he wants to come back for dirt cheap. Slayton seems to be adding more nuance to his route running. He might be overthinking right now, but could be primed for a big improvement soon. Yeah, I sure hope so. We did not pressure QB that cannot handle the pressure. Baker cannot handle being blitzed. Patrick chose not to bring the pressure. Baker can handle the blitz. When we did blitz him, he actually did really well. He got the ball out quick. We didn't have the corners to do that. I would like to see some more blitzes, but it wasn't, but then you're sacrificing in the run game, which is what they're good at. And doing what they did, they held them to 20 points. You say, oh, well, it was on so many drives. Yeah, but they held them to 20 points. If our offense converts a little bit, okay, like it was on the offense. McKinney, I don't do PFF ratings, so I really don't care what they say. Sorry. Any thoughts on the cap not changing in 21? That sucks. Here, Wesley, I'm going to be real with you. I like you, Wesley. But the all caps thing is so annoying. That's what I'll show. That's where you can comment a lot, but if you do comment a lot with all caps, then I just mute you. It's just annoying. No offense to Wesley. Do you think we could get Patrick Mahomes? Of course, Alan. Of course. I'm ready for this NBA game. I feel like back to film, my guy. We went through it all, Ricky. Ricky, we're done. It's over. We went through everything. They only had 54 plays on offense. Bad Dog. I've never talked to Bad Dog before. I need to do something with him. Never talked with him. Yeah, I'm gonna do something real quick. See if I get anybody. I'm gonna post this on Twitter. Don't be scared. Let's see if I get some people in here. I just put out the link on Twitter. It's going to be now. If it's I got to know you. I got to know you. You ought to know. Hello, Jared. Are you Jared from Subway? Do you think 2021 is DJ's prove year? Yeah. If they have if they change up the offensive coordinator. If not, then there's no use. Jerry, if you say hi one more time, I'm gonna mute you. What's your favorite NBA team? The Nets. I'm a lifelong diehard Nets fan. From the New Jersey. Dick. I'm from the New Jersey days. My biggest heartbreak in sports history. It's the 3-0 losing the 3-0 lead to the Red Sox was rough in 2004, but it slowly happened. Game 6 of the 2003 NBA Finals, the Nets were down 3-2 in the series, led the whole game, were up by 10, and then the Spurs going on a 19-0 run with like 8 minutes left, and we lost. Let's see. Nets Lakers finals. That would be fun, man. I mean, it would be a rematch. If you want to go that far back, it would be a rematch, which is kind of crazy. Hey, what's going on? Hot dogs in here. Baker's one of the worst QBs under pressure, and he balls out when you give him time. Why do we give? Dude, we don't have guys to get pressure. We just don't, and you can't just blitz the crap out of this team. Okay, teams have gotten pressure on him, not by blitzing him. Let's see. Dan Orlovsky said the cap isn't changing next year, so does that mean we keep everyone defense and get it? I don't know about the cap stuff. Why hate on Baker? His team is finally good, and he's having a good year. I'm not hating on Baker. What are you talking about? Who's hating on Baker? Baker's playing good this year. Does Mayor have too much control of the Giants? Well, he's the owner, so he has as much control as he wants to. You can do whatever you want. Wesley, you're starting to really annoy me. Like I get Baker's not good under pressure. No QB's good. No, every QB is worse under pressure. How do you get pressure? Okay, you don't call the pressure play. Okay, we had no cornerbacks. Two of our cornerbacks were injured. We had someone who doesn't play cornerback in the NFL. Julian Love hasn't played cornerback since he was at Notre Dame, playing cornerback on a whim with 2 days of practice. Okay, we didn't have the corners to just blitz. Good Lord, man. How many times you got? Like you've commented in here 20 times saying that Baker's not good under pressure. We fucking get it. My God. Should you blitz Lamar? Yeah, but you got to be careful because you blitz Lamar and you'll get beat for 80 yards, with a play over the top. So you have to pick and choose your battles. I don't think you should just blitz Lamar, but you got to pick and choose your battles when blitzing Lamar. But the Giants just aren't a blitzing team anyways. Michael, Bulls. Oh, we got a Bulls fan in here. Bulls, I kind of. The thing with the Bulls is they just don't. To me, they don't have that one player. You know what I mean? Which they could get in now. That young core feels a lot better. But I like Kobe White. How's Wendell Carter look? I haven't spent much time looking at him. I was actually friends with his stylist. How about that? Oh, Sabrina had a good comment. Where is it? I found it interesting. They mentioned Baker third different system. Yeah, I think the changing system stuff is overrated. It definitely sucks to do. Like you don't want to do it, but you never keep something that's not working for the sake of continuity. That's not the way it goes. So, it's get the right guy in there. Maybe it's staying with Freddie. I don't know, but get the right guy in there. So don't continuity is not an excuse. Love did pretty okay, not great though. Yeah, but it's because they weren't asking him to do a ton. They weren't asking him to man up while we blitz. But yeah, I thought he did all right. He just wasn't at Bradbury's level. I'm tired of Lamar doing us like Kyler did. Yeah, the difference though with the Cardinals, man, we put them in great position. I mean, their average starting position was like the 50-yard line. So, I mean, I'm definitely like Lamar, like really good, but I'm excited to see what the defense does. Is basically my point. Someone said something about the Ravens. The Ravens blitz probably the most in the NFL. The Steelers may have. Ravens defense blitzes a lot, but they also got gashed by the run. Yeah, and that's what I was saying. Like, you got to really stick to the run this game, and then in your pass plays, you got to take chances. What do you think about the Colts? I think the Colts are one of my favorite organizations in the NFL. I love the way they do business. It sucks what happened with Andrew Luck, because I think if you have a healthy Andrew Luck, that team is to me probably the team right after the Chiefs in the NFL. I love what the Colts do as an organization. I'm a big fan of the way they do things. In fact, if the Giants were to fire Dave Gettleman, Ed Dodds would probably be the guy on my list. Now, I don't know much about him, but it's just I like what the Colts organization does. One of my best friends is a Colts fan too, so I pay a little more attention to them than other teams. Let's see. Hopefully Chase or Wall falls to us. Yep, or Smith. Do you think the Nets will get the dub tonight? Of course they will. Allen, when do the Nets play? 2 minutes. I know I'm excited now that I just said 2 minutes. Do you think we abandoned the run too early? No, I think we did pretty well with it. I like Wendell a lot. He's a bit short for a center. He isn't super physical and aggressive, but he's a fantastic defender, which is good, especially since Kobe and Zach struggle at defense. Yeah, Levine's horrible at defense. And it's like, are you ever going to be a good team with Levine being like year 1 or 2? So, and then it's like, okay, but you can't really trade. Like, what are you going to get for a trade for Levine? Like, I don't think you're going to get a ton for Levine. I don't think it's like a top team's going to be like Levine's the missing piece. You know, he's just kind of one of those players. What is happening with Cove and the Giants? I don't know. Wizards will be the 5th seed. Yeah, that sounds about right, to be honest. I can't wait for Knicks fans' hopes to be let down with Emmanuel Quickie. Just can't. I can't. Do you think the Chiefs should be kind of worried about the Colts in the playoffs? I mean, yeah, I think they can do some different. I like what Eberflus does with those teams, where they're not relying on anything. They get pressure up the inside with Armstead. Yeah. Yep, and that was the GM before. I forget his name. Gregson. Did you hear that Jared Allen likely won't be a net next year? Yeah, I think there might be a good chance he's not a net by the end of this year. Jared, you're annoying. I just put you another timeout. Suck it. What about Markkanen? He's good. That's the thing, though. Like what I'm saying with the Bulls, it just seems like they just don't have the guy. Barclays is a top arena to watch games live. I go there all the time when the Bulls are in town. I've never been there. I've never been to the Barclays. I've only been to Nets games in Orlando. I called Bengals to win last night. Good pick, Jacob. Yeah. I love what the Colts do. What really sucked is missing Holmes and Bradbury. We're going to hide one of them, but not both. And you haven't seen any plays by McKinney yet because I haven't. McKinney was actually pretty good, but he wasn't like put in a prominent role. But like they didn't throw like McKinney. McKinney was pretty good. He does, Ricky. He sure does. All right. So I don't know if I can talk. Let me move. You guys can see my printer. Let me do this. See, I'm not good at this. I'm not good at in-game streaming though, because I'm just not. But we'll go through the first 5 minutes and see how I feel. Is Kyrie and KD playing? Absolutely, they're playing for the New Jersey Nets. Do I think Jones is ready for Sunday? Probably not. Probably not, but we'll see. Oh man, I'm getting butterflies. Actually, no, I'm not getting butterflies. I'm just antsy. But I'm not, you don't get nervous for NBA regular season games. Doesn't matter. You just don't. It's not like the NFL. Here's some notes. Can you figure out what these notes are? 8 Arizona, 8 Seattle, 9 Cincy, 9 Eagles, 3 Washington, 10 Tampa Bay, 8 Philly, 7 Washington, 8 Cowboys, 10 Rams, 10 San Fran, 10 Chicago, 8 Pittsburgh. Can you guess what that means? I'm not watching it on my laptop. I'm watching it on the TV. I'm rich. I got cable and NBA League Pass. Michael, I don't know, but I will say after year 2, I was like, man, it would have been nice to see Sean Merriman on the team, because Sean Merriman was so good, and that's what they used the 2005 pick on. No, the Giants probably wanted to pick Sean Merriman, but he was a freaking beast. What do I think of Kyrie? He's a great player. I'm glad that he's on my team. I think he gives us a good chance to win the championship with Kevin Durant. He's also so freaking annoying, and he thinks he's the smartest guy in the world. He thinks he's smarter than everyone else. He thinks because he's smarter than the dumbest people. He thinks he's smarter because a lot of times when you're a sports fan, you hear the dumbest people at your neck. But he thinks he's kind of a pain in the ass. Is basically what I'll say. It's on. Okay, yeah, I was gonna say it's on TNT, national TV. Starting lineups. Here's what I find is weird. We're at the Nets. If you're a Nets fan, I don't know why they're starting Dinwiddie. You would think that you have Kyrie and Kevin Durant. Like, wouldn't you want someone less ball dominant out there? Like, I would put Joe in at the 2, and you put maybe Prince at the 3. I don't know, but I can't. I trust Steve Nash, so this could be something new. They are annoying. They are annoying. KD's less annoying, but here's the thing. I want you to think about me as a Nets fan. My team got Kevin Durant and Kyrie. I've never won a championship. It's the only sport. I've won Super Bowls with the Giants. I've won Stanley. I grew up with Stanley Cups like every 4 years with the Devils. The Yankees. I mean, do I need to explain that? The first 15 years of my life, the Yankees won every year. But the Nets, I want a championship. Basketball is my second favorite sport. I need to be able to say my basketball team's won a championship. So they're annoying, but I'll take it. Karis LeVert should be starting. I actually disagree. I think Karis LeVert in this offense should be the 6th man. You let him come in, be a little ball dominant. To me, he's better than Dinwiddie. And LeVert's my favorite player on the team. But you let him be the 6th man like Manu Ginobili style. Let me take my phone off of Do Not Disturb so I can so in that 6th man role. But I would put Dinwiddie off the bench too, and then start Prince with Joe Harris of the 2. Everybody's got afros in the NBA this year. I guess because of COVID. That's anticlimactic. The first gets tipped out of bounds. James Wise, and I love James Wiseman. I'm a big James Wiseman fan. So I'm interested to see how he looks too against a slower older, and that's one thing that annoys me about KD and Kyrie is they got me they put DeAndre Jordan on the team, and you see first play. I can't stand DeAndre Jordan. Weirdest thing about Florida, I don't know. It's nothing that's really weird. I think we're actually like the. Curry looks kind of corny with cornrows. No pun intended. All right, Jared. I'm going to put you in timeout, Jared. If you ask me if I like Patrick Mahomes or repeat the same thing, I'm just going to block you next time. Sorry. What was I saying? DeAndre Jordan. What's the point of having him on the roster? Like, why did they make the Nets sign DeAndre Jordan? Yeah, that's the point. He thinks he's being like funny, being like, "Do you like Patrick Mahomes?" Like that's funny. It's like, I don't know. It's kind of lame. Usually, I kind of like lean into the like that stuff, but for some reason, Jared's face just annoyed me. There we go, Kyrie. Still haven't seen Kevin Durant touch the ball. Andrew, I love James Wiseman. Wiseman's a freaking beast, dude. I really think he's gonna fit well with Golden State. It sucks Clay's not in there because I really would love to see what the Warriors look like with Steph, Clay, Draymond, and Wiseman. Even though Draymond's not playing, Oubre is all right, but it's like 3-pointer for Kevin Durant. Oh man. My defensive MVP so far on the Giants. I'm going to say James Bradbury. He's the best player. My favorite player is Pep. Blake may be the most important player. But I'll go Bradbury. Oh my gosh, dude. Kevin Durant again. It's unreal how good this cat is. Steph is pressing. That three he was pressing. Oh my God, this offense is so lethal, dude. This offense is lethal. Andrew Wiggins. Take that shot all day, Wiggs. One of my best friends in middle school, his last name was Wiggins. And now Dinwiddie breaks a three. Curry goes past you. DeAndre Jordan sucks. He's so useless, dude. I'm not even like a Jared Allen so good guy, but paying that money to DeAndre Jordan was a waste. I guess it makes the two happy, but it's weird. Wiseman shooting from the top of the key. Is this? I guess we're doing the 7 seconds or less offense with. It's weird without fans, man. Especially with the home courts. At least like in the bubble, it was like you felt like it was at Disney. Damn. 7 points for Durant going to the line. Dude is unreal. Davey, read question above. Do you think Kurz could take the next step? No. He could get better, but I don't think Kurz is ever going to be a part of this Nets team. He's better than Musa, though. I couldn't stand. Musa was my least favorite player on the Nets. He's so useless. It's like he sucked. He couldn't shoot. He would have turnovers. I could not. Every time Musa was on the court, I was like just like give it up. Like there's no point in having him. I mean, he didn't even they won't even play him in the bubble, and over half our roster didn't show up. I couldn't stand Musa. And then we traded him for Bruce Brown, who's like a solid player too, like good defensive player. So I was all in on trading for Harden, but I think I might I'm talking about the depth. Like I might be all in on like keeping the depth, you know? Lean back a little bit. Yeah, Jordan at the top of the key. Yeah, here's one thing you're not going to worry about: Durant taking shots because he is taking a ton right now. I'm happy about that. Kyrie's not dribbling the air out of the ball. Now, granted, I'm analyzing the entire Nets roster 4 minutes into the entire season. Yes, I am. That's what I do. That's what basketball fans do. Dinwiddie, come on, dude. Maybe let's not have Dinwiddie be a 3-point shooter. There you go, Kai. Moose has a funny name, Zonin. I almost interviewed Karooks when he got drafted. I was talking with his agent, but it was like impossible to get a hold of him. It was impossible to get a hold of Karooks. The agent was actually pretty nice. Were you happy the Nets got Shaman in the draft day trade? Yeah, because we probably weren't going to get anybody that was going to impact the team in this championship run, and Shaman's a good player. We almost have too much depth. Like we got Shaman, we got LeVert, Bruce Brown, Jared Allen, Prince. You would think they're going to stagger, Dinwiddie's and Kyrie's minutes a little bit. Dunk. Dude, what does Durant have now? Like 10 points? He has 10. Kyrie has 5, and Harris has 3. Yeah. Did you really just realize the Buffalo Bills were for a New York team, Matthew? Did you just realize that? Jared said sorry. I forgive you. I'm a forgiving person. You weren't doing anything that was that bad. It was just for some reason you were annoying me. No offense. KD gonna come back perfect fine. He's the best player. He's not here's something I'll say. KD's not better than LeBron. He's not. He's close. He's number 2 when he's healthy, but he's not better than LeBron. Like KD is not doing with the Cavs what LeBron did in 2016. I don't believe you, Matthew. KD wants to put up points. He's think about him. He hasn't played in a year and a half. He wants to come out and prove something. Which he also just scores that many points all the time. So let's see what Twitter's saying. Twitter's probably going nuts. Like the Nets. No one's gonna be able to stop this offense. You know why? Because it's true. Check the Twitter noties. I need to get somebody in here. I put the link out, and then when he clicked on it, now that I'm thinking about it. Nobody clicked on it. That's kind of weak, yo. I can't even view. Like, did anybody click on the link? 9 people clicked. 9 people clicked, but I didn't see anybody in here. That's weird. Maybe it's from their phone. You can't do it from your phone or something. KD is not better than Bam Hour now. We get it, dude. You're a Heat fan. Hot dog. You're starting to make me hate Frank. I didn't hate Frank, but I'm starting to hate Frank now. What about Emmanuel Quigley is going to be the next Frank? I lived in California my whole life, but all my teams are from the East, so I never get to see them play. I lived in Florida basically my whole life, and all my teams are in the Northeast, so I only get to see them play when they come to Florida. And then every once in a while I'll go up there. But like my only Devils games have been in Tampa. My only Nets games have been in Orlando. Most of my, like football games have been in Florida. Never seen a Yankee game, which is the one I should go to. I need to go to a Yankees-Rays game. Next time I go to New York, I'll probably go to a Yankees game. If with depending on what happens with COVID. If we're able to do if license plate's able to do the softball, if license plate guy is able to do the softball game, I'm gonna try and go to a Yankee game with that trip. There you go, Kai. Do you look at this season as a finals or bust type of year for the Nets? Absolutely. Absolutely. You're only guaranteed 2 years with these guys. And Kyrie has injury issues. KD, he got injured, but I don't look at KD as in. But we'll see how he looks coming after this. But yeah, this is championship or bust. There's nothing that will make me happy with this season besides a championship. Supposed to go to the Rams again this year, but that sucks, man. I would have been in New York this week. I was going to go to the Cleveland game and spend a week in New York, but obviously not. I'm actually going to go to the Cheez-It Bowl on Tuesday. Dude, these dudes are balling. Steph is pressing. My favorite Giants memory is Super Bowl 35. I was Wait, what? Stop it, Joe. I was like 35. I was like, yeah. Don't say that, Joe. I mean, just right in Pascal's eye. Both have 10 points. 8 of 11 shooting combined. Allen's in. So Allen the first sub. I like that. Let's see what Allen's like with the starters. I like that. Sometimes I forget how weak the fouls are. Can you bring Cheez-Its in a Big O cup to the game? I can, James Skinner. Bring Cheez-Its in. We're gonna put Cheez-Its in our pants. We're gonna put Cheez-Its in our pants. Of a Cheez-It Bowl. Should we draft Ian Book? Yes. Anytime someone asks me if we should draft a certain quarterback, I'm just gonna start saying yes. So that's clearly the answer you're fishing for. Joe Harris. Joe Cool. Beal will be an MVP candidate, I promise you. I promise you that he won't. How about that? What does that mean, candidate? Like top 10? Top 3? Absolutely not. Top 5? Absolutely not. Wizards would have to be like Wizards would have to be a top 3 seed for that to happen. And even then, it's like, is Beal going to be over LeBron, Giannis, KD? I think might make an MVP run. Luka's going to be in there this year. I'm ending this stream. We're just kind of sitting here talking. If I'm going to stream during Nets games, I'm going to need someone to be in here with me. So I'm going to have to figure out someone who wants to do that with me. Can we draft Jamarcus Russell? Yes. Saquon or KD won an MVP. I like it. Westbrook will take Beal's games to a new level. I don't know about all that. I think it'll help the Wizards, Westbrook, but I don't think it's going to take Beal's game to another level. Like, did John Wall take Beal's game to another level? And then I get historically you're going to rather have Westbrook than Wall, but I think putting it this version of Westbrook, I don't think it's just bringing anybody to another level. I actually think the Knicks should have. Damn, Oubre. That was a nice putback. Karis LeVert pick and roll with Jared Allen. Another dunk. It's kind of weird seeing like these guys who have been on the Nets, like Jared Allen, and it's like Kevin Durant standing next to them. It's kind of weird. Shamet is really not good off the dribble. I'm going to go to the next commercial break. All right, I'm out. All right, see